Bevels look
Song
like bevels.
starts right now.
Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into our Fearless Beer Review. We get into our vinyl pickups, stuff we've been listening to on the vinyl. That leads into the songs of the week. And then we wrap it up with some new music and other happenings in the music world. My name is Tyler. And way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. And while you're listening... while you're listening... while you're listening, please go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and give us 5 stars. Please give us 5 stars on there. That would be awesome. Tell all your friends because we are the best. And that's all I got for the boring intro that I fucked up on because I left.
Got the teehees there, don't you?
I got a case of the teehees. So let's get into our Fearless Beer Review. What do you got today, Jeff? Go.
I got another Lost Coast. This is the last Lost Coast that I have here. Remember last week that I had the Lost Coast? It was some double IPA that was fucking disgusting. And Drain poured that shit. 3 more of them, unfortunately. But this is a hazy. This is Lost Coast Hazy IPA.
Okay.
It's not even a name. It's just called Lost Coast Hazy IPA, which I like. I like when breweries just kind of, basic thing like that. I don't mind.
You like the simple things.
Yes, exactly. This is 6.7%. It's getting pretty high reviews there on Beer Advocate, so I'm a little bit nervous because their other one got pretty high reviews there on Beer Advocate and Untapped.
Tastes like shit.
And it was fucking disgusting. So, I don't know. So we'll see. 38 IBUs, if anybody was wondering. I'm sure everybody was.
Yes, I was wondering, for sure.
Good.
And it was a double IPA last week, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, and mine was that hazy, that Sculpin Hazy. Drain pour as well. It was terrible.
It was not good.
It was so bad.
It was rough.
Ugh. But now they don't, it's like, they have that bullshit, and I go into the store, and they have, like, 6 packs of that hazy Sculpin, but then they don't have, like, the pineapple Sculpin anymore, or the other, like, flavored Sculpins, which are really, really good. But they have this shitty-ass hazy.
What about the
Pisses me
grapefruit
off,
Sculpin?
dude.
You like the grapefruit Sculpin?
Yeah, that shit's good.
Okay.
Pineapple, grapefruit, Sculpin, so good. So fruity. So, I don't know. So, I have something I've had many, many times before, and it's a Coors Light. Because where I'm living right now, there isn't a big selection of places to go and places to pick up beer from. So, I'm stuck with Coors Light. And I've kind of been drinking all day. I've been swimming, been in the pool. So,
been drinking, babies, living the dream.
This is living the dream while I can. So I got a Coors Light, 4.2%. And, of course, on Beer Advocate, which we'll get into, it has pretty low rankings. 2 out of 5 stars on Beer Advocate.
Come on, guys.
But yeah, so let's start drinking. You ready to go?
Yeah, no, I'm here I go. I'm ready to tink.
There we go.
There we go. I'll double tink. That's all right.
Ooh, man.
Nope.
That's a beer. Did you say nope?
Yeah, because this tastes just like the fucking double IPA. It's just a hazy version and not as aggressive in the hops, but I can still taste that fucking disgustingness. Man, what the hell, dude? Like, Great White is just, it's perfect. It's amazing. I love it so much.
Great beer.
How could they do that and then also just fuck this up? And to fuck a hazy up, like, come on, dude.
It's hard to do.
Dude,
it's hard to do.
Like, fucking citrus in there. Call it a day. Who cares?
Except mango. Don't throw mango in there. That never works.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so you hate this. You absolutely hate this.
I'll drink it. I'll drink all because we bought a 6-pack together, so I have 3 and he had 3. Friend of the pod, Sloan. I'll drink my 3. I'll probably bring one to the neighbor's house and then they can try it. I like bringing beers over there. But I'll drink this one and I'll drink the other one at some point when we're low on beer. But I don't like this. No, this is a solid 1 for sure.
Okay. All right, so we have our world famous 3-point rating system where 3 is a perfect beer, 2 is a good beer you're going to continue to drink. 1 is a bad beer, but give it a shot, and 0 is a drain pour. So you give this a 1 out of 3. You never go back to it.
No.
All right, my Coors Light with no lime, by the way, no lime, of course, because I'm not a savage like you. I mean, it's Coors Light. You've had Coors Light. People either hate it or they just drink it, and it's fine. Like there's nobody else that likes Coors Light like that. You know what I mean? So it's a good light beer. It's a good solid light beer. I give this a 2 out of 3 because I always go back to it. This is like this and Budweiser are my go-to, everyday beers. This is what I go for. So yeah, Coors Light, 2 out of 3. Did Raul leave a review for
He did not. He did not.
All right, so Raul did leave one for Coors Light. So,
oh God, here we go.
Well, I do want to say first, the guy who owns Beer Advocate, Todd, whoever, he reviewed this. He reviewed Coors Light in May 2001. So 22 years ago, he reviewed this on Beer Advocate.
Damn,
but I'm not going to read it. But he rated it a 1.77 out of 5.
It's probably all douchey too, anyway.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those things where he breaks it down to presentation, appearance, smell, taste.
Bro, calm down.
It's so annoying. But even Raul's review is pretty lengthy. So he gave it a 2.57 out of 5, which is average for this kind of beer, or for Coors Lights. This is what he said. And just like that, Raul is back in hell. Blondie Saloon in Orange, California. I cannot comment on appearance because I'm sucking this one back like John Wayne at his local watering hole. That being said, Raul has seen his fair share of Coors Light poured out into a pint glass, and he reckons it looks something similar to camel urine after its fill of water at the local oasis. Aroma and taste is more mute than Helen Keller, like none of your great grandmama when she was on life support. This dang sucker is basically dead. Feel is lighter than water. I'm sure Moses would have had ease partying it. All this being said, what's good about this beer is that it isn't foul in any way, which isn't great, but it's better than popping a liquid rust-tasting malt liquor. Peace. And he wrote that in October of 2019. So that was a long one. Yeah.
That's funny. Like the Helen Keller thing is what's funny because I don't know
you hate Helen Keller
that much, but like, dude, there's no fucking way that's a real story. There's no way that story that I was told as a child where somebody came out like deaf, dumb, and blind and learned to do stuff. There's just no fucking way. I don't believe it. There's no way. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I don't think she was born that way though.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody out there? I'm sure there's somebody out there who's a Helen Keller buff, but there's no fucking way. I don't believe it. I don't buy it.
I think she went deaf, dumb, and blind at like 3 or 4 years old. I don't think she was born with it.
Oh man! Oh, even that early. Did she like graduate college and shit?
Yeah, she's a political activist. That's how she's described.
There's no way. There's no fucking way. I haven't thought about that in years.
I always think about it. Anytime her name is brought up, I immediately think of you because you get so mad.
I've been so mad since high school. I never bought into it.
Oh man,
person. There's no fucking way. I would love to be proved wrong because that would absolutely blow my mind. That would be the most mind blowing thing that could possibly ever happen to me because I thought this story was bullshit since I was like 15 years old.
Okay. Oh wait, no, I read this wrong. So at age 19 months old, Keller contracted essentially meningitis, which made her deaf and blind. So, but she was still able to communicate with somebody, but essentially a year and a half.
Bullshit.
She was a year and a half old.
No, fuck that. What does the dumb come into? Like, if you're deaf, dumb, and blind, what does the dumb mean?
I mean, I guess just because you can't hear or see that automatically makes you dumb. I don't know.
Is that just like putting someone down who's just deaf and blind? Like, is that?
I think so. I think that's an outdated thing to say.
Oh.
We might get canceled for saying that, but
that's probably, I mean, I don't know. I'm just generally curious. It's just something we've always said, right?
So it says here, at that time, So she a year and a half, whatever. She went
year was
deaf
this?
and blind, and then it said at the time Keller was able to communicate somewhat with Martha Washington, who was 2 years older and the daughter of the family cook, and understood the girl's signs. By the age of 7, Keller had more than 80 home signs to communicate with her family and could distinguish people by the vibration of their footsteps.
Bro, come on.
I don't believe that.
on. Where are you reading this from? I hope it's not Wikipedia.
It's Wikipedia.
I'm
yeah.
not donating anymore for this. This is bullshit. Fuck out of here. She's not a dinosaur. Fuck bullshit, dude. She's talking about 19 months old. You're a year and a half. A year and a half. I've seen kids that are a year and a half. They're stupid. They're incredibly stupid. This is way back when. This is like decades ago. Dude. There's no way. Fuck out of here. Bullshit. Don't believe it. Don't believe it for a second.
Man. I mean, there might be more to it. Maybe I don't know. I've never taken a deep dive into Helen Keller because I just don't care, and I've always kind of thought the story was bullshit too. But
the only way you'd be able to like communicate anything is if like you are hungry. If somebody shoved like something in your mouth, then you would now know that when you're hungry, you would like point to your mouth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I get it. 1, if you're thirsty, same thing. Point to your mouth. 2, you're telling me there's 78 more things. Like if she shit herself, then she would just do it. And then magically to her, it would just get cleaned up. And she doesn't know if it's a person. She doesn't know what a person is. She doesn't know what God is.
True.
She knows nothing.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not even going to go into it. Let's move on because it could be an entire podcast of how much fucking bullshit I think this is.
And she lived to be 88 years old. Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I do want to hear if... maybe Skip knows more about Helen Keller. I don't know.
Where's she from?
Anyway, Alabama.
No, probably not then.
The Alabamans.
Alabamans.
Is that a thing? I don't even think that's a thing.
That is
Alabamans. Yeah, it is now. We made it a thing, like Brit
Made it a
Litters.
thing, baby.
Okay, so let's move on.
Yes,
Move on. Or yeah, because Raul didn't leave a review for you. And no more Helen Keller. So let's get into the vinyl stuff we've been listening to, stuff we picked up possibly, and that leads into our songs of the week. And if anybody listening wants to hear these songs, check the description in this episode because I'll put a link in there to the Spotify playlist because we are no longer allowed to play music on the podcast because we will get in trouble. And Spotify and Universal Music Group are the fucking worst. So what do you got, Jeff?
Bitch.
Go.
I just have one thing. It's been a busy week for me, which is rare. But I just have one thing. It's something I got from Vinyl Me Please. I'm really not that busy ever, except for this past week, which we'll get into a different time.
Yeah,
But-
we'll talk about it at a later time. Exciting stuff.
But this guy Madlib, he's a DJ. He's just a hip hop artist. But his album Shades of Blue, which is it's essentially a remix album. So Madlib was allowed to go to Blue Note Records and then pretty much wait.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Oh, there it is.
So Madlib was allowed to go to Blue Note Records and then pick through their archives of all things jazz. Anything ever released through Blue Note, he was allowed in there and essentially remixed it all. And he put together an album. It's like an hour long. And there's very, very, very minimal rapping on here, which is what like really draws me to this. There's only one song that actually has a lot of rapping. Otherwise, it's kind of just like spoken word stuff over the jazz thing. But there's a lot of like hip hop here. So it's as if like Tribe went in there and did a 2000s era remix jazz rap album because it's more contemporary than like Low End Theory was.
Mm-hmm.
And this is heavy, heavy jazz. Low End Theory is like heavy hip hop that incorporates jazz. This is like jazz that incorporates hip hop. This album is fucking unreal. It is unbelievable.
It is really good. I listened to the first 5 tracks.
Okay.
And it was really good. I don't know if I get it on vinyl. I really don't know if I would. Not to say it's bad by any means, but I don't know how often I would go back to it. It's not a novelty thing. It's really neat. It really, really is neat. But
This
yeah,
is
I don't know.
like
I
definitely
wouldn't get it on the vinyls.
outside of like the big nostalgic, BC Boys, RTJ, things like that. This is like one of my favorite hip hop albums, and I never even heard it until Vinyl Me Please sent it to me. And obviously, Vinyl Me Please, they do amazing pressings. It sounds fantastic. It's super quiet, dude. This is solid. I was blown away. I was fucking blown away by this. I could not believe this existed. I had never heard it because I have Mad Villainy, right, by Madlib and MF Doom, and it's fine. That's okay. It's good. It's solid. I wouldn't say it's like as great. I never thought MF Doom was as great as people thought he was when he died. Like he's good, solid stuff, really, really great hip hop. But dude, this is something. This is
good.
else.
This is fantastic.
This is this should be up there in like fucking top 100 hip hop albums of all time, top 50 even.
Well,
it's no one's
really?
ever done
You think
something
top
like
50?
this. This is incredible. It is incredible.
Cool, yeah.
And these songs bleed together. Like it's not just he's choosing. I mean, you can just go into each individual song, right? Like we're not jazz heads, but you can go into each individual song and see, okay, what is the artist he's sampling here? What song is he sampling? And I don't really know a lot about like the jazz realm, but is he keeping up with like the notations and the timing structures, and is he keeping the original feeling? That's a whole another ball game. That if he is doing that stuff, I mean, this could be like top 10. This is unreal. I cannot believe I've never heard this before. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it either. You know, and what year did he do this again?
It's 2003. This is before Mad Villainy. Yeah.
Damn. It's good though. It's good stuff.
Okay. Well,
and it was part of that. It was part of the 8 record thing you got from VMP, right?
No, this was just a monthly release. This was one of their hip hop releases.
Is this still on VMP, or is it sold out?
No, it's still on there.
Now you're making me want to go back and listen to it again. Now
Dude,
you're hyping it up so much.
It's so good.
It's frustrating because it is good, but I don't know. I don't know if I could listen to it over and over again on the vinyls. But
I mean, if you can listen to jazz over and over again, you can listen to this over and over again.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think the idea then is I don't want to drop $35-$40 on a record.
That is true.
I never spend that much on jazz records.
That's true. Well, you spent that much on the Coltrane record. That was like $50.
No, you're right. I stand corrected.
Damn, that's a good record.
That is a fucking good record. All right. You got anything else on that?
Yeah.
The vinyls?
Nope. Yeah, just the one. That's it.
Just the one. All right. I got 3 things here. We'll start with Rancid and Out Come the Wolves. 3rd record from what year was that? 1995. I mean, we literally just did Rancid last week. We talked about this record. This is like their breakthrough record, their most successful one. Time Bomb and Ruby Soho are arguably their biggest songs. And I still love Time Bomb. We love to sing it. I think we'll always love singing that song and singing it incorrectly with the wrong lyrics.
That's the only reason why it's an acceptable song.
That's what makes it more fun. It's like singing the Gangsters and Thugs, but you do it with diamonds and guns. Oh my God, dude, that was so. I still think about that, and every other day, the wrong version of Gangsters and Thugs will pop up in my head, and I'll sing it as diamonds and guns. and the part. Some of my friends are diamonds. Some of my friends are guns.
That's the best part. It's so fucking stupid.
It's so beyond stupid. Oh my God.
And then just imagining them sitting, because the music video is what makes it like horrible, right? Like the Diamonds and Guns music video is so dumb, and they're sitting at that table, right, trying to act all hard, act all gangster. And that's what makes it funny, because I imagine them singing it like that.
But anyway, yeah, and Out Come the Wolves. This is if you guys don't remember us talking about it last week, it's like this is like when they started to go a little bit more pop. They added a little bit more reggae to their sound. And this is like full blown Tim Armstrong accent going on this album, but it's still fucking solid. It still hits hard. There's a lot of good punk stuff on here with a lot of pretty good melodies too. So it's a great record. I picked up this record and then my next one from a new record store I'd never been to, called DBZ Records in Corona.
DBZ.
And DBZ. And it's like a hybrid. It's a hybrid like bookstore and record store, and they sell a ton of manga and just a lot of that stuff, and it's all based around Dragon Ball Z. Hence, DBZ.
It is Dragon Ball Z Records.
So when you go in there, there's like big cutouts of Goku and
that's
Vegeta
fucking cool.
And stuff
I like that. That's dope.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. it's pretty rad. So yeah, you walk in and then it's all the manga and books, and then you walk deeper into the store and then it's all the records. And like right when I walk in, she's like, "Oh, what are you looking for?" And I said, "I'm looking for records." And then she like walked me back there and she's like, this is this section. This is where all this stuff is. They're super, super cool. Very, very nice. And very, very helpful. And honestly, this place had a really good selection of records, like new and used. So I mean, anybody who's ever in the area, Corona, just stop in there. I mean, it's not the biggest selection, but it's good for the size. It's a really, really good record store. Go check it out.
There we go.
And then from there, I also got Pantera's Vulgar Display of Power, their 6th album from 1992. We did this record on the podcast probably a year and a half ago. And yeah, Vulgar. I mean, this record is fucking unreal, man. It's so aggressive and heavy, and I mean, it's just, I can't believe we had not got into Pantera more prior to us doing them on the podcast, because
it makes a little bit of sense, because everything but this record is either like shit or okay, right? Like Cowboys from Hell, it's a good record, but like it's not fucking Vulgar Display.
It's not Vulgar, yeah.
And everything after this was like, there was songs here or there that were fantastic, but overall, like the glam era, like come on, that was shit. Fun,
really,
shit.
Yeah. Well, except for that one glam record, the first one that Phil Anselmo was on.
Yeah.
Before they switched their style, that was
cool.
a good record, because that showed that he could actually sing and sing really, really well.
Yeah, and Dimebag was pretty much like cemented as that's his style now. He wasn't trying to do the glam thing. He was doing, the groove metal thing, the thrash stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
But Vulgar Display of Power is just an unreal record that never lets up. It's a punch in the face the entire time. And I don't remember if we even talked about it on the episode, but the cover artwork, like at first it looks cool, but then when you really look at it, the fist that the guy is making, it looks really bitch. Like I feel like people don't punch like that.
Well,
like I don't know.
Really
it looked really.
It was.
I know
fake.
he didn't.
And that's
why
it
but
looks
still
fake.
Like,
because it's his. So like in a punch, right? You ideally want to like line up your entire forearm to your fist. His fist, like if you're extending your arm outward with your hand clenched into a fist and the fist part pointing like horizontal to the ground, that's what it looks like. But his wrist is like cocked downwards. Like his fist is almost like cocked downwards.
Weird.
That would break your fucking wrist if you hit somebody as hard as you could. So that's a dumb. That clearly is just. It looks cool, like you said at a glance. You look into it, and it's like, it's kind of bitch.
Yeah, kind of a bitch hand.
It's not even a real
BH.
punch. Like, that would have been cool if it was a real fucking punch.
Well, and then there was the rumor, and Vinnie Paul even like kept up with the rumor that they paid some random dude $10 and he got punched like 31 times or some shit like that.
That's a cool rumor.
It is.
Should have kept it up.
I know. But it's some like model, like the guy even has a name too. Like they even released the guy's name.
That's so pathetic. Fuck that here.
Anyway, 0-2. The last thing here I got from another record store. I'm not going to say the name of the record store or exactly where it's at.
We'll just shit all over it.
Because I'm going to shit all over it. But yeah, the record is Jungle Brothers, and their record Straight Out the Jungle from 1988. Their first record. This is part of the Native Tongues Collective from New York, with De La Soul, Queen Latifah, Tribe. I forgot the other one too. There's another group, but anyway, so it was this whole collective, and Q-Tip is on one of the songs, and this is just like perfect golden era hip hop. I mean, that's what it is, with some conscious hip hop thrown in there, but it's really just the golden era, and it's fucking great. I love it. It's very dub influenced, very, very dub influenced. So I really like that. There's some funk elements here and there. And it's just kind of, I like it because not every song sounds the same. There's a lot of differences between all the songs, and it's a great record. Honestly, great record. But
fantastic record. It really like started all of it. I mean, there wouldn't be a Tribe Called Quest if it wasn't for this album. These guys.
Yeah.
It was recorded in 1987, right? This is like, I don't know. It's when we're born. 35 years old.
I know. 36,
Crazy.
But that's fine.
Oh, yeah, we're 36.
But what's so cool is that you can hear that conscious hip hop in these songs. Like you could hear this is like a transitional record into that style of hip hop. I think this is a wildly important record for hip hop. I mean, at least I don't know. I'm not an expert on hip hop, but it feels like this is one of those records.
This is the start of conscious hip hop, essentially. This record specifically, the Jungle Brothers. The Jungle Brothers were the one that like got everybody together in that collective to create like the native tongues. And we went over in the Tribe Called Quest album, like everybody was going in because they all wanted to rap with the Jungle Brothers. It turns out like Tribe was eventually better than the Jungle Brothers. And like Queen Latifah did a lot of really, really good hip hop stuff in the 80s. But like the Jungle Brothers, they were there for them, right? The recording studio was the Jungle Brothers paying for the recording studio, calling Q-Tip, calling Queen Latifah, calling these people, okay, come rap on a song. Let's see what happens. And that's how the whole like, collective formed.
It's so rad.
So it is very, very important to like the hip hop, I don't know, history.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have this on the vinyls?
Yeah, I bought this like when we first started. I kept telling
Did you get this on at VMP or
no? I bought this at Nichols. Somebody had traded it in and it was used, and I was like, oh, yoink, easy buy. Actually, I bought this the same day I bought When in Rome by the Vandals.
Oh, okay. All right. So what pressing do you have? What year? Like early 90s or?
No, probably the same one you do. It's
mine's the 2022.
Oh no, not that late. It's probably like 2017-ish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine was the 2022. But it's good. It's a great record. So go check out the songs in the playlist in the description. And real quick, the record store I bought this from, I do want to talk a little bit of shit because I walk in. The guy's really nice. Don't get me wrong. He's very, very nice. But he walks in and he's like, and they sell a lot of CDs there. And he's like, what are you looking for? And I said, oh, I'm looking for records. And he's like, okay, well, go down that hall and to the right. And it's just the whole setup was really weird. That? It was like, because it wasn't like just an open area. It was offices. So essentially his suite was 4 different offices. So you walk into the one office, and then it's all CDs. And then to the right is another office, and that's like his own personal area. And then you walk straight down from where you walk in, and then that's like where the little cash register is with more CDs. And then to the right, there's a very small office, and that's where all the records are. And I walked in, and there's no music playing. There's no speakers.
Fucking weird, dude.
There's no speakers anywhere. It's me and some other guy that are in there, and my stomach's like just going crazy because I was hungry. So my stomach was like groaning, and I could hear it. And the guy was laughing. He's like, "Are you hungry or something?" And it was just like it was weird.
God,
the selection.
I would just be annoyed. Like, yeah, I'm hungry. You can hear it because you're sort of fucking awkward. It's like going to a church, dude. Turn some music on, creep.
It was so weird. And then their selection kind of it wasn't great. And it was a place where the guy puts like that a lot of things are first pressings when they aren't, and that really annoyed me. And the thing that annoyed me the most was how he everything was sectioned off, or not sectioned off, but everything was categorized.
Yeah.
And so it was like it would be 80s. It would just say 80s. And then the next section would say 80s radio. And then the next section was legends.
Ugh.
It was like, what the fuck are you doing? And then there's, outside of that, there are no like markers that say like where the A's, B's, C's, or whatever start. So it's just, you're just kind of just going through. I mean, which isn't terrible because like Glass House does that. But just the combination of it all was really,
Stupid.
Really frustrating. Extremely frustrating.
Stupid. It's stupid.
But I did find this Jungle Brothers record there, so, and it was literally one of the last records I found. Like when I was it was the last section. The hip hop was the last thing I looked through. So I found it at the very end. It's technically used. It was opened.
Yeah, so you get a little cheaper.
Yeah, and the guy didn't charge me tax. He's like, if you have cash or if you pay me via Venmo, I won't charge you tax. So I'm like, okay.
Damn, he just straight said that.
Yeah. He's like, if you do Venmo or Zelle, just send it. I'm like, okay, cool. So I Venmo'd him.
Ballsy.
It saved me like $4. So
No, I get why he did it. It's just like you could lose your license for doing that, and to a complete stranger. Like if you're doing it to like regulars, like when I go to various record stores, I won't mention any names, but when I go to various record stores, I bring cash because I know they're not going to charge me tax because I know they're pocketing the money.
Yes.
But like that's me, who they know I've been around, they know who I am. Like I don't know. Asking like a complete stranger is ballsy.
And he did it to the other guy too. The guy that, because me and the other guy
post
ended
it on
up
the door
like,
then.
What?
Just post it on the door then. If you have cash, I
know,
won't charge you tax. Like, come on, dude. You trying to lose your license?
It's so good. But anyway,
Fuck that record store. That's stupid. That's stupid.
Yeah, it was. It sucked, and it was like the location was really weird too. Like normally record stores are. They have like a storefront, or they're like in like a strip mall or something like that. You know, like you could see it from the street.
Yeah.
This one was tucked away, like really tucked away, like in this industrial park, and there's no signage, so you just kind of had to know the suite number, and it was just really. I mean, there was signage like on the window, but the windows are tinted, so like you can't see it unless like you're right up on the window.
So weird.
And yeah, dude, it was weird, and it's like I said, super tucked away in this industrial area, and nobody else is. You know, it was the weekend, so nobody's working, and so these parking lots are completely empty, and it was weird. It was a really weird thing.
Fuck that. Pass.
Yeah, so I will never go there again. So that's my story. That is my story.
Okay.
So let's move on to some new music and other happenings in the music world. Some new albums that came out this week. Queens of the Stone Age put out a new one called In Times New Roman. Did you listen to this?
I did.
Okay. I liked this. It reminded me a lot of Like Clockwork, which I do like that Queens record a lot. It reminded me a lot of that. And I dug it. What'd you think?
No, I don't like it at all. This album is a compilation of everything that I don't like about Queens of the Stone Age. And this is like, I have 2 of their albums and I fucking love them. But this thing, right? Like, so like Queens of the Stone Age, their sound, that downstroked, you know, like the toggle switch rhythm is down, and they flip it up to the treble, and they all drop in at the same time. Like that's Queens of the Stone Age sounding. That's fine. This just took the worst parts of it. I really just This
you just thought it was boring, or what?
This is why I hated Queens of the Stone Age for so long, is because this sound is just, there's nothing here. It's so fucking generic. There's nothing about this that like stands out as like, oh wow, I want to go buy this album. This is just generic shit. Like compared to Songs for the Deaf, like conceptually, compared to their first album, musically, come on.
Yeah, I understand. There are definitely moments in Queen's career where I thought are just kind of boring. I did like this record. I don't know. I mean, I'll buy it on vinyl if it was cheap enough, but I'm not going to go out of my way and buy it like I did Avenged or whatever, you know? Not going to go out of my way for it. But it wasn't bad. And John Theodore on drums. It's nice hearing John play drums again, you know? So
yeah.
Anyway, Killer Mike put out a new solo record. It seemed like it was a surprise drop. I'm not really sure. It's called Michael, and I really liked it. It's a lot more gospel driven than I was expecting, and he doesn't do it. The songs don't stand out as much as they do on with Run the Jewels, but I think that's more of because of LP's production style. Because I think LP only worked on 1, maybe 2 songs on this record.
Yeah, 1 song.
Yeah, so it was good. I'm not going to go out and buy it or anything like that, but it was a good listen through. What'd you think of it?
So 1, it's Killer Mike, so it's going to be good.
Yeah,
like you said, the production's not quite there. It's still really good. But what I liked about this is how trap driven it was, but how much better he is at it than I shouldn't say
everybody
better,
else,
because it's a different type of trap.
He's better. Just say it.
I mean, like trap started in Atlanta and Georgia. Like that's trap's birthplace.
Yeah,
and so I like that it's going into a different direction now. But he does that fucking sound, dude. Like he brings it back to like OG trap, and then also incorporates. You hear people like anybody young. I think it's Young Thug is a guy. Lil Uzi Vert. Like these new trap artists. I think they're all from the South too. But I just
probably.
and it makes it sound kind of old. I'm like, well, he does it better. It's just a different type of trap, which I like how hip hop can go in different directions. Even if I don't like it, there's still things that I do like about the new era of trap. But it's still fun to hear him kind of like bring it home. You know, like an OG, kind of like a grandfather coming in. Like, don't forget, like, respect your elders. Listen to this.
Listen to this. I am the best.
This.
Yeah. God,
Killer
Mike.
Yeah.
Killer Mike really is the best rapper, I think, of all time.
Come on. Calm down, Tiger. Take it easy.
I mean, seriously, though. Come on.
Relax.
See, you and Shady get stuck in your ways. You and Shady get stuck in your ways with all these old bands, with these certain records. It's just like, it's okay. It's okay to say that somebody newer or kind of newer
Killer Mike's
is
up there
the
for
best.
sure. He's top 10. Absolutely.
He's top 1.
To be fair, like, so on two sides of the coin here, to be fair, like, a lot of like what people think are the greatest rappers of all time, I don't think you've listened to like a lot of their discography. Or
like who?
Really,
I mean, obviously
like
Eminem
Nas.
is up there.
I know you don't like Nas.
No, Nas is fantastic.
But
Nas
like,
is fantastic.
you don't even like fucking Illmatic. I know you don't like Illmatic.
Yes, I do. That's a great fucking record.
You don't fucking.
Yes, I do.
Your teeth right now.
I swear to God, Illmatic is a killer fucking record. It is. Jay-Z also. Jay-Z is up there as one of the greatest rappers of all time.
Jay-Z's top 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Jay-Z, Kanye, and Chuck D, top 3.
Kanye as a rapper, though, I don't know. As a rapper,
Kanye's unique.
I disagree with you on that. He is unique.
Jay-Z's
but
got some fucking amazing. Just his career. He has gone from like amazing underground hip hop to just complex stuff that no one else has done. And then Chuck D. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, Chuck D. You can't fuck with Chuck D.
Come on. Like, he's the greatest of all
time. Him and Ice
time.
Cube have the most, commanding voices in hip hop. Nobody matches up with either of them. Like commanding wise.
The difference between Ice Cube and Chuck D is they both, like, just when they talk, right? They both just sound angry. Yeah. The difference is like Ice Cube sounds like he wants to like beat the shit out of you, whereas Chuck D wants you to understand like where he's coming from, and he wants you to do better. Like
he wants you to learn something. Yeah.
Like Ice Cube was like a big brother, and Chuck D's like a dad.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah. But see, the thing with Chuck D and Ice Cube is they're one trick ponies. They only do one thing. Killer Mike and Jay-Z are very versatile rappers. Very, very versatile.
Well, Killer Mike didn't invent anything. He just does everything else great.
Who cares? Who cares if he didn't invent it? I don't care.
Well, then you're just rehashing old shit there. You're pulling up stuff like other people did. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Killer Mike does everybody else's style really, really good. He's like a cover artist, right? He's like Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. Super good.
Well, that's
but he's just taking everybody else's style, putting a like little kind of unique twist on it. Even this new album like perfectly fucking encapsulates why I think he's not top 5. Is if he doesn't have LP, he can't drive a record forward, except with just his iconic voice. Like everybody's got an iconic voice. Come on,
Killer Mike. He's the best.
He's not the best.
At least you said he was top
10.
What did you say? Top 10. Yeah,
I said top 10, no doubt, for sure, 100%. His extracurriculars,
well, he's got to be at least top 5.
Like if we threw extracurriculars in, I'd put him. I might put him in top 5.
Extracurriculars being Run the Jewels.
Extracurriculars being like his TV show where he challenged people to like only support black business for a day, a weekend.
Oh, well,
that
has nothing to do with. No, that has nothing to do with it.
That's why I called it extracurriculars.
But you can't. But
I literally called it extra.
I know.
Extra.
Extracurriculars makes me think like, just collaborating with another artist or something.
Oh no, that's part of his mainstay. Like the reason why Killer Mike is even this big, the reason why Killer Mike's even in the topic of conversation, is because of what he did with Run the Jewels.
With Run the Jewels, yeah. What Killer Mike did with Killer Mike, yeah.
Yeah, what Killer Mike did with Killer Mike, for sure.
Oh man, I fucking love Run the Jewels. God, that is a group that no matter when I listen to it, I get so hyped up.
You forget far too often that in 25 years from now, if Run the Jewels hold a place in time like the way 90s hip hop did, 80s hip hop did, late 70s hip hop did, then yes, we can have this conversation again. It's just far too soon to say that Killer Mike has had a lasting impact on hip hop the way the guys from the 90s did, 80s, late 70s. It's just too soon.
I don't agree with you on that. I just don't. I can't get behind you on that.
We don't know the trajectory of hip hop, and if anything, like Run the Jewels has been like detrimental.
Well, we've
to
also seen a decline in
because of
hip-hop,
Run the
in
Jewels.
hip-hop.
So if anything, that's a knock against Killer Mike and Run the Jewels because they are the ones who are paving the way for the new generation, and you fucking hate the new generation.
I do. I don't think it's good. I just don't think it's fucking.
But like
good.
Chuck D paved the way for a new generation, and it became fucking great.
Yeah, and that
Now
and
Killer
because it
Mike
was
is
great,
paving
because
the way
it was
for a new
great.
generation, and now it's shit. So maybe Killer
That's
Mike's
because
not
it
as great
is
as
great.
leader as you think he
Oh
is.
my god.
But what don't you understand? If Chuck D was a great leader. He paved the way for a
was.
new generation. Run the Jewels would not exist without Chuck D.
Agreed.
Okay? Lil Uzi
we're not
Vert
talking
would not.
about that.
Hold
We're not
on,
talking
hold
about
on there,
that.
dude. Hold on there, dude. Reel it in there, dude. Lil Uzi Vert would not exist without Killer Mike. You're happy
That's
about
correct.
that.
Yeah.
Who gives a
Yeah.
fuck about Lil Uzi? You hate that shit.
I do. I don't enjoy his
So
music.
Killer
No,
Mike
I
is
don't.
not doing anything for hip hop that you like. So to put him in the top 3 is fucking dumb. It's so stupid.
No, because you can't.
He's not progressing the genre in any way.
You don't
other
have
than
to
stuff that
progress
you
the
don't like.
genre. You don't have
If
to
you want to be the
necessarily
greatest,
progress-
you do. You
No,
have
you
to.
don't.
Yes, you fucking
Bullshit,
do.
you do
You're
not.
fucking stupid.
You do not.
That's stupid talk. You are literally just speaking stupid talk right now. If you want to be the greatest at what you do, you have to do better, and you have to make everybody else want to do better. You literally just watching Michael Jordan doc, where Michael Jordan made everybody else better because he was the best. That is why Jordan is the best, because he made everybody else better. If Killer Mike is not making everybody else better, then he's not the best. Fucking fact. Flat out, straight up. You cannot be the best unless the people around you are also better because of you.
I mean, it is that comparison was good. You might have. I think you might have stumped me here with that Michael Jordan comparison.
That's a fucking fact. I love Killer Mike. Love what he's done. I have a lot of his albums. Fucking listen to everything. Love it. But he's not the best because I think it's too early.
What do you have? You just have the 4 Run the Jewels and then the one solo record.
Yeah, and honestly, that solo record, I like just the instrumental part a lot.
It's really good. Yeah,
Like
that whole other LP of just the instrumentals is really good.
The one LP of just LP, yeah.
Yeah, the one. Exactly.
God,
exactly.
it's so good, dude. But
God,
I agree.
Those
dude.
two
Like,
together are unreal. Oh, it's so fucking great.
I think Run the Jewels 4 is one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time because time will tell again, but like the pandemic was something that is so fucking unique to the past 50, 100 years. And that record like perfectly captured like everybody's feelings about it. Like there was everything. And it was
really
truly
said a lot in
amazing. And then also like put their own personal spin on it. And it was, dude, it's amazing. It is
It's an amazing
fucking
record.
real.
I mean, it's definitely up there with, Eminem, NWA, Dre, Wu-Tang. It's 100% up there.
I agree. I think RTJ4 top 10 easy. You could make a case for top 5 all time from a group that just dropped it like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's remarkable. And normally those amazing records are like debut records. Maybe the sophomore record, not the 4th record in. After they've been a group and collaborating for over 10 years. It's pretty crazy. It's fucking nuts.
But Killer Mike, top artist or hip hopper all the time. It's too early. I don't. Right now, I say no, but I leave room for maybe come back to me in 20 years. Let's see where hip hop is then, and then come back to me, and then
I'm gonna make a note of it. I'll put it on my calendar.
Make a note.
Put it on my calendar.
525, 36, 8, 9.5.
You couldn't get that one out, could you?
I could not. There's an infinite amount of numbers, and I said 0 of them.
That's true.
Yeah, that was good. Solid. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to some new songs that were released this week. The first one comes from Bullets and Octane, our boys and Bullets. The song is called "Time to Grow Up," and I liked it. It's something that they've never done. It was just like more of a pop song. It was good.
It was cute. It was fine.
It's not aggressive. It's not like super rock and roll. It's just like a good kind of pop rock song. I really dug it. I really, really dug it.
I don't hate it because there's a long history with Bullets, and it'd be cool to see him again, even if they do this. I guess this pop punky. I don't know what the fuck this even was, but it was fine.
It was fun. It was just fun.
I would never buy this vinyl. I would only go to these shows. That way they can close it out with with pirates or something.
They are playing at the observatory the end of July, but they're
Awesome.
opening up for a band called like Letter Kill or something like that. And Gene is actually playing drums in that band, so he's singing with Bullets and then playing drums with the headliner, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And so I don't know. It's go check it out. They put out a video for it, and it was cool because it was in the video. It was him and Brent, who is the OG bass player, who's like best friends with him. And in the music video was just like showing old videos from like back in the early 2000s and mid 2000s, and like all the crazy tours, and the nostalgia hit on me was there because like everything in these videos was when we were going, at all those shows at Chain Reaction, and when they toured with Avenged, which I know you went to, but I didn't go to, but just watching these videos and seeing all the old band members, because like the whole point of the video was just like showing the old guys, the old band members, like it was just a fun time. It was just like a fun, like little nostalgic thing for them as well. And it was just cool. It was really, really neat. So yeah, it was good.
There was a lot of nostalgia with Bullets because also like, don't forget that like I discovered them through you. So
Yeah.
I went to a lot of their shows like with you. But then that was also Renee's first like official show
crazy.
that she ever went to. Was that one at the Viper Room in LA?
Yeah, and that wasn't even them in their prime.
Yeah, and dude, she still fucking remembers like it was yesterday. Like that was the first show like she ever went to. We got there late; they had already played or they already started playing. I was like, yeah, there's Tyler and everybody. Let's go to the front. And it's your first show, and the thing's packed, a bunch of people in there, and I'm saying, yeah, let's go like push our way through the crowd and get to Tyler. And she's like, no, you can't do that. I'm like, no, that's what you fucking do. Watch, here we go. And we did it. And dude, she loved the entire thing of it.
Yeah,
So
it was so cool.
There's a lot of nostalgia with them.
There is. That's so cool too, because that was like what, 2011 or 2012? That Viper Room show. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, at that point they had kind of like fallen off, and they had gone through so many band members, and it was like, but that show at the Viper Room was the reunion show of the classic lineup. So that's why it was like extra special, because 3 of the guys came back to the band just to play that one show. And so that was really cool. But damn, dude, Bullets, that first record, the first 2 records, man, the first 2 records are fucking.
I do miss going to Bullet
bangers.
shows. That was like a monthly thing.
Yeah,
It was always
at least
we could always play
at
around
least
it.
every like once a month. God damn, it was so much fun. And they would just like kind of hang out with you too. Like if you're just kind of chilling outside, they'll just talk. I mean, they weren't like a big band or anything, but it was fun. It was just so much fucking fun.
God, they were so much more like rock and roll persona than so many of the rock and roll bands that we saw though.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was respected about them. They just looked fucking rock and roll.
They did. And I said it when we did the Bullets episode a while ago, like they came around in the wrong time. Oh. Had they come around like in the late 80s, they could have probably been on top of the world.
Yeah.
So it's they're so cool. They're so good. But let's move on. Tenacious D, they put out a cover, or like a partial cover of the song Wicked Game from Chris Isaak. And it's like it's an acoustic thing, and of course, because it's Tenacious D. But it was fine. What do you think of it?
It's
yeah.
I don't know.
Just do the whole song, guys. Come on.
If I could what do you call it? Theorize. I think a lot of this stuff is happening. Like this song is just whatever's. This is a completely throwaway song. I don't even listen to Chris Isaak, so I don't know what his song or his version sounds like. But this sounds
heard
like
his version.
Maybe I don't fucking know.
I guarantee you've heard his song. Oh, 100% you've heard it.
Well, that's annoying. That's annoying that even I probably know it and I don't even remember it. That's even more annoying.
No, right when it comes on, you would know. I guarantee it.
But I think this is all to keep Kyle sober. Essentially, is what's these little trickles are, which is super cool of Jack, and I love them together. I think they're at their happiest together. But I think this is just like, I don't know, maybe something to keep them occupied. Keep them out of.
Possibly.
I don't know. That's just what it seems like because this is stupid. I don't like this is dumb.
Yeah, there was no real need.
It's just not good.
Yeah, they made a little music video too, just them running around shirtless on a beach.
But we've seen that. We've done that.
Yeah,
it's over.
I mean, it was also kind of making fun of the video. That was the video as well, but the original video. But I can't. Dude, you know the song. You know the song. I know you know the song. Like it's just.
I'll listen to it on the break when I go to the bathroom.
It was just a huge '90s hit. Like God, you know that song. I know you do. And okay, so yeah, that's all we got for new music. Some things to touch upon here. Adam Willard, formerly of Angels and Airwaves, Rock from the Crypt, Offspring, Against Me. He has now joined Alkaline Trio as their brand new drummer, and that's cool. I mean, it's just insane how all these bands are connected. Yeah, they're so connected. Adam plays with both Tom and Skiba in 2 separate bands. It's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's almost like incestuous. Like it shouldn't be allowed.
It's just it's so small.
Good for him. Yeah, exactly.
That's cool though. Yeah, I dig it. I don't really care. I mean, we're not huge Alkaline Trio fans or anything, but we like Adam Willard a lot, and I think it's a good fit.
I think so too.
He plays that kind of style really well.
He does, and he's already worked with Matt Skiba. They put out songs together prior to this like new band that they started.
What's it called again?
Like Lefcon or something like that.
Yeah,
Lepcon. I don't remember now. Yeah. But Adam Willard played on like one of Skiba's solo records too. So they've collaborated prior to this. But
that's cool.
I don't know. And then one last thing, you put this on here about Weezer and that one guy from TikTok. So go explain.
Weezer's just a band that have always been connected with their fans in a way that most bands just are never, ever, right? From the beginning of time, from the beginning of Weezer, they've always, like from Rivers posting on the Weezer chat message boards under monikers and inviting fans to come out to a bar prior to the Weezer show and then signing autographs and hanging out. Like Weezer's always just been very in touch with their fans. And then lately they did that billboard. Did you ever see that billboard where somebody paid for a billboard in some state in the U.S. and it said like, "Hey Weezer, do you like my billboard?" And like a month later, Weezer bought a billboard down the street that looks at that billboard and says like, "Hey person, we like your billboard from Weezer." Like that. Yeah, like it's just, they do cool shit like that.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah, you're right. Well, it's like the whole thing with Africa, the Africa song.
Yeah, just somebody said, "Hey, you should do this fucking song," and they did it.
And then they did Rosanna first,
and then they got Toto to do their song. Like that's even like, come on.
It's cool.
So yeah, so this guy on TikTok, which kind of sucks because he posted the same video for 900 days, where he's doing the solo to Buddy Holly, and 900 days I was damn near like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So it took him 2.5 years to get noticed, but eventually Weezer did notice, and they had him play the solo to Buddy Holly at one of their shows, and I don't know, that's cool, that's dope.
Did you see the one video on there, like how kind of bootleg the whole thing was?
Yeah, it was super shoddy.
He was just standing up there next to the drum riser, and then Brian had to throw his guitar up at him, and he had to catch the guitar, put it on, and then nail the solo, and then he finished out the song. Like it was just, you couldn't just give the guy a guitar and have him walk out. Like what?
And now Rivers does this thing. Weird. He does this thing where during their shows for this this indie mega tour, whatever the indie tour is they're doing right now. Rivers does this thing where he answers questions from people in the crowd, and whoever their roadies are, whoever's doing it, will go into the crowd and ask. Usually it's like a younger person, a kid, and they'll ask him a question like, "Hey, what do you want to ask Rivers?" And they'll ask him a question like, "Hey, Rivers, like, what inspired you to play guitar?" or whatever, and the Rivers will like answer their question, and that's kind of cool, and then post it to their Instagram.
Is cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's nice. It's good marketing for the band too.
Do Rivers are like? I mean, not Rivers. Weezer is like the Foo Fighters and like the Vandals, right? Like nobody ever has any fucking, except for me, about the Foo Fighters. Nobody's ever anything negative to say about these bands. Like
true,
everybody fucking likes Weezer. They put out so much shit too. Like nobody ever shit talks them.
And if they do, it's just like it's okay.
I know. Like,
it's okay that it's not
limited
good.
Pass.
I'll check out the next one.
Everybody loves fucking Weezer.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird. No. All right. So is that all we got for this episode?
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
All right. So thank you all for listening. Stay tuned for the main episode because we're getting into Thrice and the record Identity Crisis. We're also going to rank all of their records from worst to best. So, check it out. Keep listening. Tell all your friends. Give us 5 stars. And that's it. That's all.
Come on. Oh.